40,000 years before your time, a gray river bends past a rocky overhang. Smoke rises thin into cold spring air. A woman, belly swollen and heavy beneath layered hides, bends slowly, gathering dry branches. She cannot do what comes next alone. She sits by the fire, chewing dried meat, belly swollen tight. An older woman beside her scrapes hide with a flint edge, hands rough from decades of work. Later, a man steadies her arm as she steps over wet roots along the gray river. A lone figure crosses the frozen plain, upright, narrow-hipped, built for exactly this. That same pelvis lets him sprint, crouch, hurl a spear. Walking upright gave your ancestors the world. But it also made one thing nearly impossible: giving birth. Her weathered hands press against the swollen belly, reading the baby's position through skin and muscle. She knows what's coming. Nearby, women drape heavy hides over curved mammoth bones, building a shelter where no wind can reach the birth. The men scrape wood and shape spear shafts by the fire, hands rough against flint and stone. Behind them, she stops. Her palm presses hard against her belly. Her eyes close. Her breath changes. Something deep inside her body has begun. 3 women move through the gray chill toward a hide-covered shelter. The midwife holds the entrance open. Nearby, 2 men stand by the fire, spears laid flat, watching in tense silence. This is not their world right now. Inside the dim shelter, she sits on layered hides, one hand pressing her swollen belly, firelight catching her focused expression. Outside, a man waits by the campfire, staring into the coals, jaw tight. He cannot help her. No man can. She grips the wooden pole, knuckles white, every muscle bearing down. Behind her, the midwife's hands press firm against her back. The baby must rotate to pass through. A blind turn no mother can navigate alone from where she kneels. Outside, the men freeze by the fire. Spears lie untouched. They turn their heads toward the shelter, listening hard. Inside, the pregnant woman bears down with everything she has. The midwife's steady hands guide what no mother can reach alone. A cry splits the dusk. The man by the fire freezes, eyes wide, breath caught between terror and hope. Inside the shelter, the midwife lifts a sharp flint flake from folded hide. Her steady hands grip the raw stone edge to cut the cord. The midwife wraps the newborn in soft hide, only a tiny face visible in the firelight. Outside, the father stands rigid by the flames, waiting. She emerges from the shelter, her expression calm. He reads her face and breathes again. The newborn presses against her chest, wrapped in thin hide, barely moving. She breathes slow, eyes half closed, firelight warming them both. Outside, the man sits alone by the flames, feeding wood into the coals, waiting through the cold dusk for a sound. He ducks through the hide entrance, firelight catching his face, cautious, hopeful. The woman on the furs lifts a tiny bundle toward him. His weathered hands close around the newborn, so small against his palms. Every birth attended, every life earned. Inside the shelter, hands press gently against the mother's belly, checking, ensuring. Warm hides are layered around her. Outside, men sit by dying coals in gray morning light, shoulders finally dropping. Relief passes through the camp like a shared breath. The newborn sleeps against her chest, tiny face wrapped in soft hide, firelight warming them both. Outside, the camp stirs under a gray-pink sky. The river drifts past bare trees. Life simply continues, because last night someone knew exactly what to do. Nearby, the midwife sits with a younger woman, turning a smooth river stone in her palms, teaching what no one writes down yet. He moves through bare spring trees, spear low, scanning the brush. One hair is all it takes today. He carries it back toward the overhang, where smoke rises thin against gray sky. His job now: keep everyone fed while she recovers. Morning light seeps through the hide walls. She sits upright now, the newborn bundled against her chest. Tired eyes, but steady. Outside, a man approaches carrying cooked meat on bark. He crouches low, passing food through the entrance. She will need every calorie. The camp breathes in pale morning light. Meltwater loosens the river's icy edges. Bare trees stand like bones against a gray-white sky. Inside the shelter, the mother nurses her newborn by firelight. Tiny hands grip the edge of a hide wrapping. Both survived. The men haul dry branches through gray air, feeding the fire until it flares against the overcast sky. Nearby, women turn meat on a heated stone, preparing food for the new mother. The whole band mobilizes because birth is everyone's emergency. The river loosens its grip. Ice thins at the edges, meltwater pushing through gray banks. Inside the shelter, the mother sits upright now, her newborn bundled against her chest. Her eyes are sharper, steadier, strength returning like the current outside, slow, unstoppable. He sits by the fire, staring into the coals, turning something over in his mind. Then she appears at the shelter's edge, stepping outside for the first time, the older woman steadying her arm. She made it. They both did. The man sees her emerge, mother and child, alive. His face breaks open with relief. By the fire, the midwife sits alone, elbows on her knees, eyes half closed. Her hands saved 2 lives tonight. No one will record her name. He kneels beside her near the fire, placing dried meat before the woman who saved 2 lives tonight. Around the camp, the whole group gathers in gray afternoon light. A newborn's cry drifts across the river. No one here stands alone. The midwife sits close, watching the newborn breathe. She has done her work. Now the man settles beside them, firelight catching his face. He stares at the child with quiet awe. This moment, 2 parents, 1 fire, exists because someone helped. A lone figure walks the gray spring landscape, narrow hips cutting a silhouette against bare trees. Back at camp, the midwife turns a smooth river stone in her palms. Slowly, deliberately. She knows rotation. She has felt it inside laboring women. He walks the camp's edge, spear ready, scanning bare trees and the gray river beyond. Behind him, she emerges. The new mother, her infant bundled against her chest in a hide sling, each slow step a quiet victory over death itself. The fire climbs higher against a gray-purple sky. 3 figures sit close. The man, the new mother cradling her infant, the older woman who guided the birth. Behind them the river mirrors fading light. No one here survived alone. No one ever did. Inside the shelter, she holds the wrapped newborn against her chest. The exhaustion is fading. Her eyes are steady now. By the fire outside, the man sits quiet, spear resting on the ground beside him. The crisis has passed. Both survived. Morning light spills across the camp. She steps out, the newborn bundled against her chest in a hide sling. By the fire, the man stands watching the gray river, spear resting at his feet. Both survived the night. Both carry something forward. She sits by the fire with two younger women, turning a smooth river stone in her weathered hands, showing them what no one ever wrote down. Behind her, the gray river thaws. Spring returns, and so does life, because she taught someone how to catch it. She reaches for the midwife's hands. No words needed, just skin against skin, warmth against warmth. Then the man walks beside her, the newborn bundled against her chest. A family exists now because no woman ever had to face birth alone. The gray river flows past bare trees, past melting snow, past the overhang where smoke still rises, and she stands by that fire, the midwife, her weathered face holding knowledge older than language itself. Without her, none of us are here. She stands in the gray morning light, the newborn pressed against her chest in a hide sling, quiet strength on her face. Behind her the camp endures, fire burning, figures moving, the overhang sheltering them all. No one survives alone.